Nothing can affect you. 7 simple yet profound Buddhist lessons. In today's fast-paced world, we often find ourselves overwhelmed by the relentless pursuit of success, recognition, and material wealth. We rush from one goal to the next, never really pausing to think about the meaning of living with peace and true purpose. But have you ever wondered what it would be like to face the challenges of life with inner peace? To live meaningfully, and to navigate life's ups and downs with ease? What if I told you that the wisdom of Buddhism holds the key to living a life full of tranquility, understanding, and resilience? In this video, we will explore 7 profound principles from the teachings of the Buddha that can change your life. These are not just philosophical ideas, they are practical tools that can help you live a more meaningful and peaceful life. From the power of listening to accepting failure, these teachings will guide you toward a more fulfilling life. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you will not only understand these timeless lessons, but also know how to apply them in your daily life. 1. Listen more than you speak. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is the importance of listening more than speaking. This isn't just about hearing words, it's about deeply understanding the emotions, needs, and context behind what others are saying. The Buddha famously said, "To understand everything is to forgive everything." This is a powerful reminder that understanding comes from deeply listening and engaging with others, rather than reacting quickly with our own words. When you are in a conversation where someone is expressing frustration, instead of jumping in with advice or solutions, listening attentively can help you understand their feelings better. You may realize that they just need to be heard, not necessarily for you to solve their problem. In these moments, you create space for empathy, allowing the other person to feel valued and understood. Listening is not limited to words, it also applies to the world around us. We can listen to nature, silence, and our own thoughts. The more we listen, the better we understand life. By practicing active listening in all aspects of life, we open our hearts to learning, connecting with others, and discovering deeper meaning, both in our interactions and in the world around us. We spend 1 year learning to speak, but a lifetime learning to listen. Listen to yourself, listen to life, listen to others. Listening is not an easy skill, but it is a crucial part of personal growth and building meaningful relationships. Listening helps us connect more deeply with those around us, and also allows us to better understand ourselves and the world around us. Life is a learning process, and listening is a lifelong lesson we must persist in practicing to live a peaceful, happy, and meaningful life. 2. Don't let others control your life. The Buddha's teachings on not letting others control your life are deeply connected to the idea of personal responsibility and authenticity. Life is like walking through a dense forest. Along the way, you will encounter many signs and directions, just like the opinions and attitudes of others. While asking for advice is natural, it is important not to let others decide your path in life. When facing an important decision in your career, you may have family members, friends, or colleagues offering advice on what job you should take or which direction to pursue. While their opinions may be helpful, it's essential to listen to your own heart and intuition. Imagine walking through the forest, knowing the path that's right for you. This is the path that makes your heart feel the most at peace, aligned with your values and aspirations. The Buddha's reminder to focus the mind on the present moment calls us to stay focused on here and now. When we let the opinions of others dictate our thoughts, we lose touch with the present moment and become bogged down by regrets about the past or worries about the future. The truth is, we are the creators of our own journey. We must trust in our inner wisdom to guide us on the path that feels right for us. By doing so, we maintain our authenticity and are not swayed by external judgment. 3. Prepare for the worst, accept what comes. Life is unpredictable, and like a river, it can be calm one moment and raging the next. The Buddhist teaching, pain is certain, suffering is optional, reminds us that although we cannot avoid the inevitable challenges of life, we can control our reactions to them. If you are on a boat, drifting on a river, some parts of the river are calm, while others are filled with rapids. Although we cannot stop the rapids, we can prepare by wearing a life jacket, symbolizing mental readiness and emotional resilience. Preparing for life's difficulties doesn't mean living in fear. Instead, it means accepting that challenges are part of the journey, and understanding that we can face them with strength and grace. Maya, a famous marathon runner, spent years training for the biggest international marathon of her career. She overcame many hardships, from minor injuries to time constraints due to balancing work and training. For Maya, this race was the pinnacle she had long awaited. However, during the competition, a tragic accident occurred. She was knocked down by another competitor and broke her leg. This was a huge shock for Maya, as she had invested so much into this race. While lying in a hospital bed and facing the reality that she would not be able to participate in the race this time, Maya did not allow herself to drown in disappointment. Although sadness and disappointment were inevitable, Maya began to think about how to cope with this loss. She realized that in life, there are things beyond our control, and this change was part of the journey. Rather than continuing to focus on what had been lost, she focused on recovering her health and began planning for future competitions. Maya not only accepted that she would not participate in the race this time, but also understood that life continues, and she could come back stronger. She used her recovery time to research better training methods, rebuild her body from scratch, and share her story with others to inspire them. When she returned to the sport after recovering, Maya was not only a stronger athlete, but also a great motivator for others facing injuries or setbacks in life. When facing personal loss, we may experience deep sorrow or disappointment. Accepting loss does not mean giving up hope or resigning to despair. It means acknowledging the pain and allowing ourselves to grieve, while choosing not to let that pain control our entire experience. This acceptance creates a shield against suffering, allowing us to heal and grow stronger from the experience. 4. Don't be afraid of failure. Failure is often seen as a negative experience, but Buddhism teaches us to embrace it as an essential part of growth. The Buddha's words, "Each morning we are reborn. What we do today is the most important thing," remind us that each day is a new beginning, an opportunity to learn from our mistakes and move forward with a fresh perspective. Think of a child learning to walk. Each time they fall, they don't give up. Instead, they get up and try again, stronger and more confident with each attempt. In life, each failure brings a lesson, whether in our personal lives, careers, or relationships. The key is not to avoid failure, but to view it as a stepping stone to success. I remember a time in my life when I faced a major failure in my career. At first, I was devastated, thinking I had disappointed myself and those around me. But over time, I realized that this failure was not the end, it was a lesson that taught me valuable insights. I began to understand what didn't work, and more importantly, why it didn't work. This newfound knowledge became a powerful tool in my development, helping me achieve success later on. Buddhism teaches us that every failure carries the potential for growth and transformation. By not fearing failure, we become more resilient, learning to stand up each time we fall. Someone once said, "Failure is the mother of success." 5. Simplicity brings wisdom and peace. In the modern world, we are constantly bombarded with distractions. The more we accumulate, whether it's wealth, responsibilities, or goals, the more cluttered our minds and lives become. The Buddha's teaching, "The path is not in the sky, the path is in the heart," invites us to simplify our lives to find greater wisdom and peace. Simplicity is not about depriving oneself, or settling for less, it's about removing the unnecessary. Imagine your life as a garden full of flowers. Not all flowers deserve your attention, some bloom and uplift your spirits, while others wilt and drain your energy. By focusing on what truly nourishes your soul, such as meaningful relationships, personal growth, and inner peace, you create space for what is essential to shine. Sometimes simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Many people have found joy and freedom by decluttering their physical environment, focusing on the things that truly bring value to their lives. In doing so, they create space for deeper connections and clearer awareness of their purpose. Living simply doesn't mean sacrificing your ambitions or dreams. It means aligning your goals with your values and letting go of distractions that no longer serve you. 6. Practice humility. The Buddha's teaching on humility encourages us to embrace humility and inner peace over the need for external validation. A person is not called wise because they repeat words, but if they are peaceful, loving, and fearless, they are truly called wise. True wisdom is not about the number of words we speak, but about how we live our lives. Humility is not about downplaying our achievements or knowledge, but recognizing that wisdom comes from living with love, compassion, and understanding. Humble people inspire others not with their words, but with their actions, by living authentically and connecting with others on a deep, personal level. I know leaders who are incredibly humble despite their accomplishments. They don't boast about their achievements, nor do they seek praise. Instead, they lead by example, showing others how to do things through their actions. This humility allows them to form genuine relationships with others, creating an environment of trust and respect. 7. Be cautious of the dangers of fortune. The Buddha warns against becoming too attached to material wealth. Health is the greatest gift, contentment is the greatest wealth, faithfulness is the best relationship. In the pursuit of success and wealth, we often overlook the transient nature of material possessions. Wealth can be lost, but contentment and meaningful relationships are lasting sources of happiness. When we focus too much on accumulating wealth or status, we may miss out on the richness of life's simple pleasures, a warm smile from a loved one, a beautiful sunset, or a peaceful walk in nature. By nurturing contentment and focusing on health, relationships, and inner peace, we will find the true treasures of life. As I reflect on these teachings, I realize that I have often allowed the complexities of life to distract me from what truly matters. In my own life, I have learned the importance of listening carefully, accepting failure, and focusing on the present moment. By doing so, I have been able to nurture a deeper sense of peace and resilience, and I continue to grow as a person. Buddhism offers us a roadmap to live with wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Each lesson is an invitation to simplify our lives, accept our failures, and walk our unique path with humility and grace. Through these teachings, we can discover a deeper sense of fulfillment and navigate life's complexities with a clearer mind and a peaceful heart. The Buddha's teachings offer us timeless wisdom to help navigate life's complexities. By embracing the power of listening, being true to ourselves, accepting failure, and simplifying our lives, we can cultivate inner peace, wisdom, and resilience. These principles are not just philosophical ideas. They are practical tools to help you live a more meaningful and fulfilled life. As you continue on your journey, remember this: your destiny is in your hands. You must take these teachings and apply them to your daily life. Embrace the challenges, learn from your failures, and live authentically. The path to peace and happiness starts right now. And it begins with the choices you make today. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey. May your days ahead be filled with the wisdom, kindness, and deep insight of the Buddha.